These are the only 2 exercises you need for massive forearms. Did you know the forearm contains a group of muscles so neglected that over 80% of men don't even know the proper way to train them? Many guys justify this neglect by claiming wrist size is purely genetic and can't be improved, but they're usually just too lazy to work these muscles. In reality, your forearms can grow in both strength and definition just like any other muscle group. Too often, lifters prioritize chest, biceps, triceps, and abs while completely ignoring forearm work. By doing so, they miss out on benefits like a stronger grip, which boosts performance on virtually every exercise requiring you to hold weight, reduced risk of wrist and elbow injuries, and a balanced, aesthetic arm development. And let's not even get started on the visual appeal. Well-developed forearms are always on display, even in a short-sleeve shirt, and if you train to catch women's attention, know that defined forearms rank high on what they notice. In this video, you'll learn the only 2 exercises you truly need to forge gigantic forearms. First, drop your name and city in the comments so we can get to know you better. Next, let's cover forearm anatomy. The flexor muscles on the inside of the forearm are responsible for curling your wrist toward your arm and give thickness to the lower forearm. The wrist extensors on the outside lift your hand back and create definition on the top. And the brachioradialis, forming that bulge near your elbow, assists in elbow flexion when your forearm is in a neutral position. Now, on to the exercises that will make real growth happen. Exercise 1. Wrist extensions. Wrist extensions target those often overlooked extensor muscles on the outer forearm, giving you that sharp definition when you extend your arm. Sit on a bench with your forearm resting across your thigh and your wrist hanging off the edge, palm facing down. Grip a light dumbbell and, keeping your forearm anchored, lift only your hand as high as you can, then lower it in a controlled motion. Think of it as a slow, deliberate, wrist wave. Avoid using too much weight or swinging, which shifts effort away from the extensors. Aim for 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, choosing a weight that feels challenging on the last few reps, and rest 60 seconds between sets. Train this movement twice per week, ideally on back or shoulder days, gradually increasing load while always maintaining perfect form. If you feel wrist discomfort, reduce the weight and focus on precise execution. Exercise 2. Wrist curls. Wrist curls are the go-to for building the flexor muscles on the underside of your forearm, delivering that impressive thickness everyone admires. Sit on the edge of a bench or chair, forearm resting on your thigh or a flat surface, palm facing up and wrist hanging over the edge. Hold a dumbbell and curl your wrist upward as far as possible, then lower it slowly. Keep movement strict, no body sway or momentum. Perform 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps with a weight that taxes you toward the end of each set, resting 60 seconds between sets. Incorporate these twice weekly, pairing them with chest or arm days since your flexors assist in many upper body exercises. As you gain strength, incrementally raise the load but never sacrifice control. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Consistent, science-based guidance is what drives long-term progress in bodybuilding. If you enjoyed these tips, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more essential workouts, and let us know in the comments which muscle group you'd like us to tackle next. These muscles aren't just for show, they're critical for building a powerful grip that carries over into every lift you perform in the gym. To execute the wrist curl correctly, you essentially reverse the mechanics of the wrist extension. Sit on a bench, rest your forearm on your thigh with your palm facing up, and grip a dumbbell. Keeping your forearm completely still, curl the weight upward by flexing only at the wrist, squeezing the flexors hard at the top of the movement, then lower the weight under control, allowing a full stretch at the bottom. Common mistakes mirror those seen in extensions: using excessive weight, rushing through the reps or relying on momentum, failing to achieve full range of motion, neglecting to pause and contract at the top, and letting the forearm shift off your thigh. Your programming for wrist curls should match your wrist extensions. 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps with a load challenging enough that the final reps test your form, resting 60 seconds between sets. You can train your flexors and extensors on the same day, twice weekly. One advanced tip is to perform a back-to-back superset of extensions immediately into curls without rest, then take one break after both exercises. This delivers an incredible pump while saving time, though you may need to slightly lighten the load to maintain perfect technique. These 2 exercises alone will build forearms stronger than 99% of the gym, but if you crave truly indestructible forearms, add these 3 extra movements. First up, the farmer's walk. Arguably the most underutilized forearm builder, the farmer's walk not only trains every forearm muscle in concert but also mimics real-world carrying demands. What makes it so potent is the constant isometric tension placed on your grip. Your forearm muscles remain fully contracted throughout, driving tremendous growth stimulus. To perform it, grab a heavy pair of dumbbells, kettlebells or trap-loaded hex bars, stand tall with arms at your sides, shoulders back and chest high, and walk a set distance, typically 20 to 30 meters, at a steady pace. Avoid 2 key errors: choosing a weight that's too light to tax your grip, and rounding your shoulders or looking down, which can stress your spine. Instead, keep your posture erect, eyes forward, and focus on maintaining tension. Aim for 3 to 4 rounds of 30-meter carries or until your grip nears failure, and allow 90 to 120 seconds of rest between sets, as this full body exercise demands not only your forearms but your entire core and lower body. Include the farmer's walk in your program at least once a week, ideally at the end of your back or leg session. As your grip strength improves, gradually increase the load or the distance you cover. For an extra challenge, try holding the implements with just your fingertips. This dramatically intensifies the forearm stimulus. Not only will the farmer's walk carve out massive forearms, but it will also reinforce your posture, engage your core, and boost your overall muscular endurance, making it one of the highest return, time-efficient exercises you can do. Additional exercise 2. Reverse wrist curl. The reverse curl is a superb movement for targeting the wrist extensors and the brachioradialis, the muscle bulge on the outer forearm near the elbow. Unlike traditional curls that recruit the biceps, the pronated grip of reverse curls shifts the emphasis squarely onto the forearm musculature. Stand tall with shoulders back, feet hip-width apart, and grip a barbell or pair of dumbbells with your palms facing down, hands just outside shoulder width. Keeping your elbows pinned to your sides, flex your wrists upward, bringing the weight toward your shoulders. Pause briefly at peak contraction to maximize tension, then lower the load under strict control until your arms are nearly straight. Avoid common mistakes. Don't use body sway or momentum to heave the weight, don't let your elbows drift away from your torso, and never rush the eccentric, lowering, phase. Because these are relatively small muscles, select a lighter load that allows perfect form. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, resting 60 to 90 seconds between sets. You can perform reverse curls 1 to 2 times per week, ideally on the same days you train back or biceps. For an even greater forearm challenge, schedule them at the end of your biceps workout. By then, your biceps are fatigued and your forearms must pick up the slack, driving a stronger growth signal. Additional exercise 3. Hammer curl. Hammer curls rank among the most effective exercises for developing the brachioradialis, that prominent lateral forearm muscle. With a neutral, thumb-up, grip, hammer curls blend elbow flexion with significant forearm activation, creating both size and strength. Stand upright, hold dumbbells at your sides with thumbs pointing forward, and keep your elbows close to your body. Without rotating your wrists, curl the weights straight up to shoulder height, squeezing your brachioradialis at the top. Lower the dumbbells under control until your arms are nearly extended. Key errors to avoid include swinging the weights, letting your wrists bend, or failing to fully extend at the bottom. Aim for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, resting 60 to 90 seconds between sets. You'll find that hammer curls not only add impressive thickness to your outer forearms but also carry over to improved grip in pulling and pressing movements. By mastering these 5 exercises, wrist extensions, wrist curls, the farmer's walk, reverse wrist curls, and hammer curls, you'll build forearms that are not only massive and aesthetically balanced, but bulletproof in grip strength and endurance. Remember to train them twice weekly, prioritize perfect technique, and progressively overload your muscles. Your forearms will thank you with unparalleled growth and functionality. Although many lifters think the hammer curl is primarily a biceps move, it actually places substantial emphasis on your forearms when you execute it with precision. The defining feature of the hammer curl is its neutral grip, palms facing each other as though you're holding hammers. which shifts the load from the biceps to the brachioradialis, the muscle that gives your outer forearm its signature bulge. To perform it correctly, stand tall with a dumbbell in each hand at your sides, thumbs pointing forward. Keep your elbows pinned to your torso, refrain from swinging or using momentum, and curl the weights up to shoulder height, maintaining the neutral grip throughout. Pause and squeeze at the top to maximize muscle tension, then lower under control until your arms are nearly straight. Common mistakes include rotating the wrists into a supinated position, effectively turning it into a standard curl, allowing your elbows to drift away from your sides, failing to pause at peak contraction, and choosing an overly heavy load that compromises form. For best results, aim for 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a weight that challenges you in the final 2 reps without sacrificing technique, resting 60 to 90 seconds between sets. You can either curl both arms simultaneously or alternate arms, the latter allowing slightly heavier loads. A smart strategy is to slot hammer curls in at the end of your biceps workout, when your prime movers are already fatigued, to force even greater brachioradial recruitment. Remember, though, that no single exercise suffices for complete forearm development. Hammer curls should complement wrist extensions, wrist curls, reverse curls, and farmer's walks for balanced strength and size. To truly maximize your gains, apply these 4 principles. Progressive overload. Continually increase either weight or reps to keep your muscles adapting. Consistency. Train forearms regularly, at least twice a week. Balanced programming. Work every forearm muscle group equally to avoid strength imbalances and injury. A protein-rich diet. Muscle repair and growth demand adequate protein, so consume lean meats, eggs, or high-quality supplements to meet your needs. Neglecting any of these factors is one of the biggest mistakes lifters make, and if you'd like to learn the other 10 errors that are sabotaging your hard work, click the video now appearing on your screen. If you found this tutorial valuable, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you never miss our expert training insights, and leave a comment below telling us which forearm exercise you're adding to your next workout and how it's helping you crush your grip strength goals. Thank you for watching, and may God bless your training journey, my friend.